Hey, what's up everybody? Mike58 here with yet another episode of my Texas Longhorns Dynasty in NCAA 14. The Longhorns sitting with the #1 class currently in recruiting and the #3 guy in the Heisman race as we near the end. Today's episode, as you see Chris Warren, the sophomore running back, sitting at #3, as I had mentioned, with just over 1,000 yards rushing on the year, coming in with 16 touchdowns, leading the way in the Walker race so far for the best running back. But today's episode, as I was starting to say, it's packed with a lot of information and also a bit of a channel update for you guys as well, just to let you know kind of the plans into the spring here, as we're now into the month of March, and what my thoughts, my plans are, and what you guys can expect as I continue forward. And as other things come up in life, basically, and other priorities step up into the way. As you guys know, this is a hobby for me. It's not a full-time job by any means, not even close. And so basically with today's episode, it's really focused around Senior Day. We're gonna honor the seniors, the key players that are seniors on this team, as they are going to play for the final time in front of the home fans in Austin, Texas against Baylor. And this is going to be a top 5 matchup, with Texas #5 taking on #2 Baylor at home. We're going to send these seniors off as you browse through them here. Tyrone Swoops, the fullback now, Dominic Cruciani, and then continue to scroll through and just look at these guys as I just kind of let you know the plans here. But my thoughts after this episode, I'm not going to end the Texas series yet, obviously. I don't plan to completely go away from uploading and providing videos and content on YouTube. But as I had mentioned, if you saw my Penn State update, that series is pretty much wrapped up as far as the YouTube side of it goes. I'll continue to play that. But with March here, things are, the weather's warming up, priorities going other places. The regularity of uploads is really going to slow down. But I don't intend to get rid of this series. I don't intend to completely delete it or stop it or never come back to it. But just so you guys kind of know the situation, that I do plan to get into MLB The Show in the future. That's a series. There's a couple of series that I have in mind there that I'd like to start up. But really, just life in general. I mean, I got work, I've got family. There's other stuff that I'm passionately involved with just in life. And so, like I said, this is a hobby. It really picks up in the colder months, in the winter time, when there's not as much going on. And as that's starting to transition now, it's time to just devote a little more time to regular old day life stuff. So I've enjoyed you guys hanging out with me. The frequency of updates is definitely going to slow down. Doesn't mean we're going anywhere for good, but just so you kind of know where we're at here, and I do plan to pick this back up into the future a little more regularly, as we kind of shift away now from a regular weekly basis to maybe only a video a couple videos a month or so. I'm not quite sure exactly what that's going to look like, but I've appreciated your guys' support so far, and like I said, I do hope to pick this up and continue the series into the future, because I'm not a big fan of starting things and not being able to finish them, and there's definitely a vision and a goal into the future here. So we're just going to continue to comb through here. Like I said, we want to finish this episode strong as we come to basically the end of this season. We're browsing through now, looking at the defensive side of things. You saw Timothy Cole, the middle linebacker, who's been a one-and-done senior. He stepped in after Dalton Santos, last year's senior at middle linebacker. And then Bryson Eccles at corner had himself a decent year. 4 picks last year, only 1 this year. Doesn't mean he's had a bad year, just means he hasn't had as many opportunities. And then Adrian Colbert, who's actually the backup strong safety, has played a lot of corner this year. And with his strong awareness, his incredible speed, decent coverage skills, is able to pull in a few interceptions. But really the man of the hour, the guy that we all love so much and will just hate to see, my favorite guy on this Texas Dynasty, is Dylan Haynes. Incredible smarts with his awareness, his play recognition, his coverage. Just a great player talent-wise, very heady. With 3 picks last year, 3 this year. He won the Thorpe last year, and he's in contention for it again this year. I don't think he's going to get there. He doesn't quite have the tackles. 54 tackles last year, only 30 this year, with this game in the Texas Tech and then any postseason games to go. But either way, stats don't always tell the story, and we all know how good Dylan Haynes is. And so today we've got Baylor coming in, the #2 team in the nation. It's senior day, looking to probably try to wreck Texas's senior day. And if you saw my Penn State Dynasty, you know what Baylor did to me on senior day there. So a little bit of revenge, cross-series revenge I'm looking for here as Baylor comes to town to take on the #5 Texas Longhorns. And so the Longhorns kick it off, playing defense, opting for the defensive side first. They give to Shock Linwood. Look at him breaking tackles. We've seen that before. The guy's got speed, but he can also power through on the running game. Seth Russell looking strong from his quarterback position, finding his monstrous target, Trayvon Armstrong, picking up the first down. Now across midfield at 2nd and 3. Russell rolling around, and he throws it up, and look who it is, as if right on cue, showing it off to the hometown fans in Austin one more time. Mr. Dylan Haynes playing the safety position, skying up for that one, getting tripped up by his own man, just laying there soaking it all in. Texas with the ball now. And from senior to freshman, it's the true freshman Chris Gunn taking the handoff there, scooting up for a first down, and then back from injury. So glad to have him back at quarterback, Tyrone Swoops. Gerard Hurd was able to keep us in and get us through with some victories, but it's definitely better to have Swoops here. As he makes a nice read there, throws it to John Burt. A 13-yard pickup. Now just across midfield, Swoops drops back, stands poised in the pocket, and finds Armani Foreman coming across on the slant route. A 14-yard pickup. But a couple plays later, it's 3rd and 13. It's play action. The defense not biting. Brings up 4th and inches. Devner Clarington hauled that one in. Swoops went to play action to try to get the route he was looking for. Now on play action on 4th and inches, Baylor does not bite at all. Not even a bit. And Swoops had to improvise. He scrambled out, was able to get that needed yard, and brings up a 1st and 10. And look at that. Who would have thought it would be 0-0 after one quarter between teams like Baylor and Texas? What a crazy thing. Would have never guessed that. And Texas trying to put a dent in the scoreboard and make a change there. Unable to pick up the first down. Swoops is trying to play smart ball, 5 for 5 through the air. But Baylor's D forces the Longhorns into a field goal. Able to punch it through was Quinn Thomas, the freshman. Baylor back with the ball now on offense, getting close to midfield already. Shock Linwood with a big first down carry. And then a little bit later, breaking that first tackle. Breaking the second tackle. Just dragging guys down to the 25. Well within field goal territory now on 1st and 10. Seth Russell's going to keep this one. He's got a few blockers. The defense really is finding themselves out of position here. Trying to bring the house now. Oh, and they get 2 guys on Shock Linwood. That's what it's going to take to get him down. But what's this? Linwood, 4 carries and 54 yards into the day, goes down with an injury. And in his place, Johnny Jefferson steps in and gets the touchdown, but Linwood is out for the game. That's a big blow for this Baylor offense. They've got the 4-point lead, but going into the rest of the game, things could be sketchy from the running game aspect. But Texas, they've got to have their poise together, and they can't lose their focus. And they've got to continue to give it to their Heisman candidate, Chris Warren, with a big carry right there. 78 yards rushing on the day so far for Texas. Swoop steps back, and he gets picked by Reed from Baylor. Really a bad route by John Bird on that one. You can't really fault Swoops. His receiver didn't come back for the ball. Good timing. Burt just kind of stood there. He's got to come back through that, complete the route, and he just didn't get the job done. Either way, it's Baylor's ball, regardless of who you want to give the blame to. Jefferson carries it, picks up the first down. A few plays later on 3rd and 4, though, Russell had a guy open, just completely and horribly missed through that one. Brings up a field goal opportunity, and Baylor biffs that one about as far wide as you can. Texas is saved by the field goal miss. They get the ball, moving it right down the field again, throwing it to the other side to Foreman, who's not going to disappoint on his route running skills. The Swoop scrambles out, finds an open lane, gets it to his tight end, Devner Clarington, who leans forward, makes it a 23-yard pickup and a first down across midfield down to about the 32, 33-yard line. Texas trying to add on to that 3-point mark that they've got with only 2.5 minutes to go. Now inside of 2 minutes, Swoops drops back in shotgun, finds Foreman on the quick route, gets himself another first down. Foreman's really becoming a solid target for Swoops in this passing game. And a little bit later, the play action. Swoops rolls out to the right, trying to find a lane. Nobody's there. He cuts it back. What a shifty run by Swoops. The defender had a beat on him, had an angle, but Swoops forced him to over-pursue, used his momentum against him, and picked up the touchdown. What an improvised, incredible play by Tyrone Swoops, the senior, in his last performance before the hometown Austin crowd. And so 10-7 the score. Baylor unable to do anything with it. The ball goes back to the Longhorns. They come out with a screen, pick up a first down. Only 30 seconds to go and one timeout. Texas really on the line of, do they take a shot or do they play it safe? The throw to Ja'Cory Warwick. The safety dove for the ball and he missed. A horrible mistake by the Baylor defender trying to go through Ja'Cory Warwick. Warwick really hasn't had much of a career here this past couple of years. You might remember him from that Rice game last season when he had that crazy juke on the punt return for the touchdown, but he's really been fairly insignificant in the victories for Texas. He is a senior. We're going to miss his speed, and he was able to finally show a little bit of his skill to just leave a lasting memory for the Texas faithful. As we come to the halfway point of this game, and a big score right there, and you'll see just why as this game comes down to a tight finish at the end. That score right there by Ja'Cory Warwick, much more important than it may seem at this point, as Texas comes out with the ball in the second half. Swoops scrambling out again, not looking to run though. Throwing and finding his guy. It's John Burt. Oh, look at him juking all around the place, just using that speed. He may not be the best route runner, but he's incredibly fast if you can get him the ball out in the open. He hauled that one in, dragging across the field late, kept his feet in bounds, was able to juke, make a couple guys miss, run into each other, picked up a block downfield. He only had one guy to beat. He wasn't able to slip through, but got the Longhorns inside the 10 for a 1st and goal. And on that very next play, Chris Gunn, the freshman, took the pitch from Tyrone Swoops on the triple option and made it a 23, make it 24 with the extra point to 7 deficit. As Baylor really has their work cut out for them now if they want to come back. But there's still some time left on the clock, even without Shock Linwood. It's something that Seth Russell and company can probably chip away at. But you know, this Texas Longhorns defense is filled with senior leadership. They're filled with pride, and they don't want to give up that quickly. The Baylor back with it now, trying to lean heavily on guys like Corey Coleman or K.D. Cannon if they can get the ball to him. Russell with the completion there. Only 68 yards through the air, and we're coming to a close in the third quarter here. After that completion, a 2nd and 6. Russell stands in the pocket, completes it out to Coleman again, who gets stripped, and Dylan Haynes, there he is again. The Thorpe Award winner from last year. You never get tired of saying that. He's got his interception, he's got his fumble recovery, and the Longhorns have a 17-point lead on senior day against the number 2 Baylor Bears. Remember, if they win this game, it puts the Longhorns in the driver's seat for the Big 12 championship. And so Texas gets the ball, they move it down, get within field goal range, they stall out a little bit, but doink, that one hits the crossbar. Freshman Quinn Thomas with his new number. He was trying to be number 10, maybe we should have left it at 10. He was wanting to be Vince Young, gets his number switched to 12, and now he can't hit any field goals anymore. It leaves it at a 24-7 contest. Russell wastes no time trying to get Baylor on the board. Responding off of that momentum, a couple broken tackles make it 3, almost 4. Malik Jefferson, the outside linebacker, had to come all the way down the field to save that one. He probably should have just let him go, though, because Johnny Jefferson, no relation, took that one and punched it in. It's now a 10-point contest with 5:45. Texas trying to run some clock down on 3rd and 4. They give to Armani Foreman on the jet sweep. The fly sweep. He picks up 1 yard. It's not enough for the first down, and so Texas is going to have to punt it back. Baylor gets it now with 3.5 minutes to go. Jefferson with the carry. Plenty of speed there. Some game-breaking potential. Russell, though, this time leaning heavily again on Corey Coleman. Gets him down inside the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 4. Russell keeps this one. He lowers his head. He's running over guys now. It's 1st and goal. He keeps it later on. Breaking tackles still. And it's a 7-yard touchdown. A 3-point contest now. Texas with the lead. Trying to run more clock. They're just hoping the clock can tick down, and Baylor's doing everything they can, calling timeouts. Using up the first one. Chris Warren with the carry. It's now 3rd and 8. Baylor takes their 2nd timeout. Texas knows that they've got to get a first down here, that they can't just run out the clock. And there it is. Lorenzo Joe finally making an appearance. Threading the needle was Tyrone Swoops picking up the first down. And then a few plays later, Chris Warren punches it through for another crucial first down. Tyrone Swoops takes a knee. The senior closes it out with the victory formation, winning the crucial game for the Longhorns at home. What a way to go out if you're guys like Dylan Haynes, Hassan Ridgeway, Paul Boyette Jr., Tyrone Swoops. So many guys on this team have worked hard to get to this point. Shared in a championship last year. They're not giving up on the hopes and dreams of that this year. Anything can happen, as they just took down number 2. Chances are they're going to move up at least a little bit in this season. And if the chips fall in the right way in front of them, it's possible they could get back in the national championship picture. Well, like I said, guys, thanks so much for joining me for yet another episode. Stick around, stay patient with me, stay tuned so that you get notified whenever future updates come your way. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.